Sony updated the a7s III to have s-cinetone. Today, we're going to check out what the differences are between s-cinetone and standard. And I'll show you how to upgrade your camera, especially if you use Mac. I've messed around with s-cinetone for the past few days since it came out on the a7s III, and I just say I really like it. It's really nice and it's a great color profile overall, but I don't think it's the best color profile for everything. If you're shooting stuff with people in it, you want really good skin tones, stuff like that, it's excellent. It's just absolutely beautiful. For anything else, like if you're out shooting kind of nature stuff, it looks really nice. The highlight roll off is beautiful. It's fantastic, but I like to have a little bit more saturation when I'm out shooting out in places like this, because I just feel it's a little bit more true to life to what it looks like in real life. So you can either add saturation in post. It's really easy. I add about +4, maybe +5 in the picture profile itself so that it's ready to go, because you still get very pleasing skin tones. So this is what I use when I'm shooting with s-cinetone. It still looks really nice. You still get really natural highlight roll off. The skin still looks really good, but there is just a little bit more saturation. So what I've done is set saturation at +4, and then I've also gone in and adjusted the color phase to +2, and that I feel like strikes a nice balance between the colors, the saturation that I like when I'm shooting, but still gives me nice skin tones that aren't insanely overblown. My feeling on s-cinetone is it's a beautiful color profile straight out of camera. The footage looks fantastic. It's really pleasing. It's nice to be able to work with it without having to do a lot of color grading or a lot of adjusting in post. I will definitely be using it a lot because I think it's my favorite look that I've been able to get straight out of a Sony camera to date. It's absolutely beautiful. When I need more dynamic range, I'll switch to S-Log3. But yeah, the s-cinetone everything looks really fantastic out of it. Now, when it comes to shooting with s-cinetone, it does have a little bit more dynamic range than picture profile off, which is your standard color profile in Sony cameras. But it is a little bit different if you want to work with it in low light. Because the base ISO is 100, that means that second stage where it cleans up again is actually at 2000 as opposed to 1600. So if you're working in lower light, rather than exposing around 1600 ISO, you'd actually want to stop down your aperture or whatever so that you're exposing at 2000 ISO or a little bit higher than that to get that cleaner low light footage. The other thing is that unlike S-Log3 where you have to expose to the right or kind of push everything a little bit higher than you normally would, s-cinetone, you just expose it really well for what you see in camera. Don't clip your highlights and the footage will come out really nice. To upgrade your a7s III to version 2.0, which has the s-cinetone color profile in it, you're going to want to know a couple of things. First, if you use Mac, which I do, you cannot have a Mac with Big Sur on it. You need to have something with an older OS on it. So hopefully you haven't upgraded to Big Sur. This is why I always tell people, wait to upgrade. Just let it be for a bit before you upgrade. And then you want to use the USB cable that came with your Sony camera, because it is very particular about the type of USB cable that you can use to upgrade it. You want to make sure your battery is fully charged, or at the very least it has to be over 50%. Download the update from Sony. You run through and follow the directions. You don't plug the camera in until it tells you to, then you follow directions there, and then it will take a while. This is a pretty big upgrade, so it will take some time. Just let it sit, don't touch it, don't move it, don't turn it off, don't turn it on. Or I guess you wouldn't turn it on if you hadn't turned it off, but let it sit, it'll take a while, and then once it's all done, you'll be set and ready to go, and you can check your version to see if it's version 2 like it shows you right here. Now, if you want to see other settings that I've used on my a7s III, how I set the camera up, custom buttons, all those sorts of things, click or tap right there, put together a small playlist. I will see you in one of those videos. As always, if you have questions, ask me in the comments below, or you can join my live stream, which happens every Wednesday night at 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern. I've just got 3 miles to hike home. It's a little bit windy and it's snowing. I'll see you again soon in the next video. Cheers.